Hey guys, it's Rachel Town here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're excited to learn how to make a Google form because I've got some really cool tips for you if this is something that you're new at. If you're not new at it and you've used it before, I maybe can show you some cool tips that will allow you to better access the results from the form that you created. So rather than just hanging out and looking out my pretend window here because I'm in the mountains with this incredibly smooth coif, I will get to sharing actually. So really I am on vacation and I am in the mountains. However, I am like in a closet right now. So you'll want to, we'll just put this pretend. I'm not a little different than my typical background. All right, so let's go ahead and create that Google form, getting you surveys, getting you, customer satisfaction forms. You could do pre-orders for your events or your products that you're selling. You can do so many things with Google Forms. Very, very neat. Let's get started. Okay, so what you can do to easily get here is just Google search Google Forms. Very magical here, Google Forms, and it will come up, and I'll just show you what would happen if you type in Google Forms. There you go. You might get a Google search. So if you're like in google.com, my O does not want to work. I need an external keyboard. So if you just typed Google Forms, then you would be able to see the link here. Okay, it's just easy on that part. Now, if you don't have a Google account, you will need to create one. If you already have a Google account, go ahead and sign in, but you're going to want to do a personal Google form. And then they have templates up here, so you could use the party invite, contact information, RSVP, and if you're brand new to it, I would suggest picking one of these just to kind of help you get started. So I'm actually going to do the contact information template that is in Google Forms for you. Let's go ahead and click on that. And now we'll want to personalize it. So this top one, this is the header of, and if you delete it, it does say the form title. So this is whatever it's called. Let's do pre-order your favorite products. Now, obviously, you're not going to want to put it so generic, but for the use of all of you who are going to be using this for many different purposes, we'll just stick with that. Now, the form description may be pre-order now so you don't miss out when the products go live. Something similar. Now, the first one, and this is just, I'm going to show you kind of the basics of these, but hopefully this will help you. You can specify if you want their first name, their last name, however you want them to input their name, you can put that. And then you have the option of a short answer, a paragraph, multiple choice. If it's something like their first name, I would stick with just a short answer. And you do want this to be required. So notice you have this toggle on or off. When you have it on, then they have to submit their name in order to submit the form, which is important to have. Whatever information you want to collect from these people, you'll put that in here. But let's say you're doing a pre-order and you have some products for sale. You want to figure out which of the products they want and how many of those products they want. So which ones do they want and how many? In this case, you can actually do a checkbox grid. We'll just do, we'll do cherry almond line. I'll just put cherry almond, okay? And this way you can have them choose which of the products you have available in cherry almond. Another thing that's attention grabbing is if you put a photo with your cherry almond or whatever product that you're using here. And to do that, you just click this little image graphic icon right here. And you will want to, you can browse if you have a URL, wherever you want the image to be pulled from, you select, I'm going to browse. And then I'm just going to grab a cherry almond line here. I want the full line rather than putting an image with each item that I have available. So here's a graphic that has some different cherry almond products, and I'm just going to import that. Now they'll be able to see that they can get shampoo, conditioner, lotion, body spritz, and body wash. Okay, those are the items that they have. So down here, I'm going to put shampoo, conditioner, add a row, body wash, lotion, spritz. Okay. And then on the other side, I want 1, 2, 3, however many they want. So when they were filling this form out, they would select which products and how many. And I'll show you in a moment what it will look like, but that's how you would break it down rather than making a whole bunch of different options. Like you could do cherry almond shampoo and then have them just do a checkbox. Do they want 1, 2, or 3? You could do another one, cherry almond conditioner, have a checkbox 1, 2, or 3. But this way it kind of condenses everything. So it's just a little bit easier for the customer when you're creating a form. Now, another thing you can do is add a section. And what that does is allows you to direct your people that are filling out this form to something else. And so what I do is I always keep everything here related to the products that they might be pre-ordering. And then after this, I would add a section. So when they fill this first page out, and they would continue on. It would continue on to the next section. But let's talk about things that you can put in here. If you're selling products, you might want them to start selling products with you. You might want to direct them to some customer VIP group. There's a lot of actions that you might want them to do. So this is where you would do that. Now notice this section title and the second part is optional. I don't typically put anything here, but I would put a new question here. Notice on the right, see, I'll click on this one. On the right, I've got this little plus sign. That's add a question. Under that is import questions. You can add text and title. You can add images, add video if you have YouTube or anything, and then again, add these sections. So this is the new section. I don't want a section title, but I do want to ask a question. Has anything recently changed in your life that leaves you needing more? Okay, and then you can do it, you can add all. So that would give you yes, no, maybe. Maybe you can do something like, how did you know? You could do something like, my life remains constant. You know, rather than just saying yes or no, you could provide these more emotional evoking questions for them. So this would be the second section, just kind of seeing if anybody wants to join your team or join your downline or join with your affiliate link. Anything like that would go here. And then of course, when you're finished with that, you could just add another section, and this one could be about directing them to your mailing list. Maybe would ask a question instead of address, you would do, would you like to receive monthly emails from me? Or would you like to, you know, join my customer care group? Just kind of seeing what they would like to do further. And then all of these things are, you know, you can have it required, you can turn it off. The only things that I typically keep required are their names. So back up here, their names, their address. Typically I just ask for their email address, and I ask for their favorite form of communication. That might be text messaging, phone calls, emails, Facebook Messenger, that type of information. It's all required. Otherwise, I have no way to contact them. Now, up here, I have this green video looking thing, but I don't want that. I want to be able to have that something specifically for the cherry almond if I'm doing a pre-order on that. So what you would do is customize your theme. Notice I'm in upper right-hand corner with this little paint palette, customize the theme, and you can upload an image. I'm going to get rid of that one, and I'm going to choose an image. Here, I'm just going to go back to upload, browse, and I'm going back to my cherry almond to see what I have in here. And I do have this. Let's see what this looks like. Notice the sizing will be much different. So maybe if I'm doing a pre-order for this and it's buy one, get one free, then I want to have that definitely in the wording, and I'll hit done. And what's cool about this is it automatically gets you a theme color. So you have all of these colors to choose from. You can keep that taupe, you can go with a pink, a magenta, you can kind of change up your colors. That one's really eye-catching, I like that. So I'll keep that, and then I'll just exit out, and now this is what I've got going on. For responses, this is important. When you're looking up at the top, those questions, the form you just created, that's the questions, but then you need to look at responses. And you have this option, 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner. You'll want to click that and get email notifications when you get new responses. Otherwise, you might forget about it, and that would not be good. Another thing you'll want to do is go ahead and click on the settings. I do limit 1 response. I do put edit after submit, and the reasoning is because I don't want people to have to log in to complete a form. I'd rather it be easy, and we're always looking for our customers or whomever we're trying to reach. We want it to be easy for them. So presentation, And this is where the confirmation comes through. So thanks for submitting your contact info. I would change that. Thank you for submitting your pre-order. Don't miss out on future sales. Join my mailing list here. And then maybe put your link that will bring them to your mailing list. Mine would just be, I would put in my website, theracheltown.com, and they'll be able to contact me that way. Another thing you could do is link them to your VIP group. If you have a customer VIP group on Facebook or on Google Hangouts or anything like that, you could direct them there by putting your link in. Now, if you have a shopping link directly from your company, it's probably weird. This is what mine looks like. This is what my company's assigned to me. Okay, I'm going to show you the difference. www.ourlemongrass.com/10473. Okay, that is what mine looks like. Now, I just went to GoDaddy. I paid like $6 a year. And instead of that, it looks like this. No, it's not that one. lemongrassrachel.com. So it's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Go ahead and save that. And to see what this looks like and to share this form with your customers, you'll want to click in the upper right-hand corner on this little eyeball. It says preview. And this is what your form is going to look like. And then at the bottom, you'll have next. So you have those different pages. Notice here how this turned out with our multiple checklist here. You've got shampoo, how many? Conditioner, how many? Body wash, how many? And this is just so much easier for them to go through those pre-orders. So that's where you want to just make sure everything looks good. And then you're going to take that URL at the very top and copy it. Okay, that is what you're going to share with customers to complete this form. However, that is a really long and ugly URL. So one thing you can do is go to bit.ly. So this is bit.ly.com. You can sign up for free. You can create all kinds of neat things. And I'm going to, on the right-hand side, upper top, I'll say create. And paste that long URL. Look at that ugly URL. And then to customize the back half, I'm going to say pre-order with Rachel. I'm going to spell my name right. There we go. And then I save it. And now I have this new URL, bit.ly/pre-order with Rachel. That looks a whole lot better than that really long one. And so up here, I will copy. Now, sometimes what you'll find, let's do pre-order. I'm going to hit enter. It says this custom link is taken. If you're on your phone, it might just say that you have an issue. If that's the case, you can try capitalizing different letters. So I'll just do pre-order with capitals. Still taken. Okay, I'm going to put a 0 instead of the O. And there we go. So if you just wanted it to basically say pre-order or something very simple, sometimes just changing the capitalizations or an O to a 0 will help, and it will be available for you. So then you can copy that link and share it with your people. Now, once people go through, and I'll show you an example of mine. This is my pre-order. Once people go through, it will put a timestamp on what time they went and they filled out the form. Not all of this is here. I formatted this a little bit better for myself for organization. It will just show you the number of items they want per category that was in your form. And what I did was I just added on, I formatted these so I could see what their total is going to be. I just did a few extra things, but you will get this list and it will have their information that you need to be able to contact them, depending on what you needed from your form. And to do that, I'll show you with a current form that is actually real and has responses. So let me go to one of my forms here. I will do the 12 days of Christmas. No, I don't think, no. Let's do this one. This one has quite a few. So Cyber Week specials. This was one that I did for specials that we were launching. They could pre-order, and I'll show you what the responses look like. There were 7. They did email me because I had selected to turn emails on. And here you can look at all of them. You can look at individual questions or individuals. But what I always do is I click this little Excel icon up in the corner and it will go to a Google Sheet. And if you want to rename it, I always rename mine. This is Pre-Order Cyber Week, just so that I have some organization and I know where to find them. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Now, go ahead and make your first Google form, or if you're already a Google form user, use those little tips and tricks to make it easier for you to organize in the future. have some fun. If you want more training on technology tips that will make your life easier, go to www.theracheltown.com right here. I'm surprised my fingers show up with my pretend background. Theracheltown.com, and I have a group starting very soon on November 30th, and we will learn ins and outs of all kinds of really cool technology hacks. I will be your one-on-one mentor for the entire week to help you set up and start implementing things so that your business really starts being dreamy. That's always our goal, right? Dreamy businesses. It's so exciting. All right, guys, I will talk to you later, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.